Hi everyone, welcome to the Chapter 4 Foundation for Social Media Strategy lecture video. I'm really excited to see you next week. Today is February 25th, and I just sent out an email to see you all for a one-on-one meeting for about 15 minutes. So I can't wait to see you all and learn all about your backgrounds and who you are, why you're here. Yeah, so it made me really happy. Okay, let's get into chapter 4. Do you have goals for your life? So our chapter starts with asking how to set a goal and how to write a specific written goal. And they did a study with samples in Yale that students with this specific life goals were way successful than the other after some time. So taking the time to plan and have specific written goals is important and leads to better results. It's not just about life, but also our topic, which is social media campaigns, social media messages. It is very important to have those specific goals. So I hope you all did your social listening assignment at this point, and our next Sprout session will be publishing, and we will have more time to talk about how to set a goal for social media messages. So plans, campaigns, and goal setting. So we all know what strategy is in marketing, public relations, advertising, right? It is a high-level connection between an effort or function and organization requirements. So in a simpler words, it means how to make our attitude, how to make our effort into behavior. So we can put an effort into something, but if that behavioral and if that was functioned in not in a positive way or not in the most ideal way, then that strategy is not really working. It wouldn't be really ideal. So social media strategy has to link their social media actions to organization requirements and also their mission statement, who they are. And attracting customers, generating sales, or performing customer care, and generating leads for salespeople. So they are all affecting each other. It's not just to take care of one public, but with taking care of this one public, one very important public, which are customers, we are generating sale. Their purchase intention will be higher. Their attitude on our websites will be more positive, right? So a strategic plan details the specific tactics. So tactic here meaning more of a behavioral plan. Strategy is still on the conceptual level. So it relates to a specific tactics that will be used to help meet specific objectives over a period of time. So a strategic campaign. So many campaigns that we have watched with us could be the example here. But the example I prepared today is a Barbie career campaign and how to give, especially to girls, about the conception of equality and gender equality with Barbie. So when you have time, I hope you all go to this link and watch this video. It's an example of strategy campaign. It's a focused tactical effort to meet one aspect or specific objective of a plan, often on a shorter time frame. So every campaign has different time frame, but when we call it strategy campaign, it is usually not very long, so less than a year kind of campaign. Or if there's any special day like Earth Day, and if our company's mission is to become more sustainable, then we can plan something on targeting that day. Okay, so this is a screenshot of Walmart CEO's Instagram page. Gail just celebrated 35 years at Walmart, and I had the pleasure to walking her department, leading her ideas on how we can grow sales in Kissimmee, Florida. This is really close to Orlando and Disney World. Grateful that our company has such experienced, knowledgeable people like her. Thank you, Gail. So this is an example how CEOs trying to be more approachable, trying to be more personable, but only 48% of Fortune 500 CEOs are active on social media. So the rest of them should think of being more active on their social media as well. So how can they seem more genuine on their social media? Do you guys think his approach is pretty genuine? Or would you think, then why wouldn't you pay your employees more? I'm just curious how you guys feel whenever you see this kind of post on your social media. So goals and objective. A goal is simply something that a person is trying to achieve. So our goal for our final project could be having 100 followers, having 50 followers, right? An objective is a goal expressed in a very specific term. So terms can be, for instance, ROI, meaning the whole net return on investment divided by the cost of investment. So how much you actually spent on this. So it's a percentage of the pure profit. And nonprofit marketing is strategies to spread the message of a nonprofit brand and solicit donations. So a successful nonprofit marketing always ends up with increasing the donation rate. So ROI is measuring the profitability of an investment as a ratio between the net profit and the cost of investment. So when the ROI is higher, it means this campaign was more successful. Situation analysis. So we briefly talked about the SWOT analysis in the last chapters. So situation analysis consists of components, thinking of the organization's environment that could affect organization's ability to achieve its objective. So any kind of barriers that we need to overcome, any kind of external opportunities that there are, we all want to know in the situational analysis. So gather the primary and secondary data about history and vision, brand, industry, competitor performance. Here, the competitor performance is really important. That's why we just listened to the competitor brand in our social listening lecture. Current marketing tagline, design, voice for the brand. What's the trend in the marketing in this industry, right? Target market and key target audiences. Business objective, follow the SMART guideline, which we will talk about it in just a few minutes. Social brand, consumer, competitor talk, social media audit will be very helpful. So make sure you understand the company's human side. So how they started, any kind of funny stories, how this company has started. And I think Ben & Jerry is one of the best company who does this. So please go to this link and watch this video. And I want to ask you guys, do you think of Ben & Jerry a little bit different after knowing about their human side? And they do a lot of campaigns with NGOs. So I will ask you this in the discussion question. And vision is an organization's reason for existence. So it's very similar to mission statement, where it is headed, what impact it wants to make in the world. So where do they see themselves in 5 years would be the question to ask about their vision. Once you know why, make sure you also want to know how, right? A mission statement is written declaration of an organization's core purpose and focus that tends to remain unchanged over time. So it's a very core idea of your brand. So I also want to ask you guys, since we all created the business profiles on Instagram, what is your brand's mission statement here? These are some examples of the mission statements. One of my favorite is Disney. I love Disney World. To create happiness for people of all ages everywhere. That really speaks to me because even in my 30s, I would love to go to Disney every week if it was closer. Starbucks, to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person and one cup at a time. So if you read all this example, you can really see their core idea and the image, the reputation we think of these brands are really matching with their mission statement. So to do the situational analysis, always start with the existing research, meaning that you can start from the secondary research. So secondary research is based on the information that's already previously researched by other researchers and that's publicly available. So it can be any kind of archival data you can find from like our college library website, or it could be from Pew Research Center. Any publicly available data could be good. Primary research is a new research that you are the researcher who collect the data for the first time for this topic. So it's a new research to answer specific questions and can include questionnaires, surveys or interviews, focus groups, experiment. I mostly do primary research for my research. Does the brand have certain imagery or spokesperson who appears in all marketing promotion materials? So it could be like, for instance, Steve Jobs for Apple or Elon Musk for Tesla, right? We think of a very specific person when we think about the brand. So without that person, the brand itself loses a little bit of their identity, right? Is there a current tagline or slogan? And a slogan is a sentence or a long phrase that expresses a company or product goal. And a tagline is a very short, memorable phrase, so it's shorter than slogan. repeated in marketing messages. Brand voice is a personality used in brand communication that usually remains very consistent. Also, you need to have your visual identity too. Do you guys always see these M&M advertisements when you go to watch a movie at the theater? They are so funny all the time and cute. Brand Style Guide is a document that defines a brand, makes it understandable, replicable through visual and content style. So wherever we are, when we think of these guys, we will think of M&M. We won't think of other chocolate brands, right? And think about the target market and target audience, and think if they will appreciate our choice of brand style and visual identity as well. It is always good to practice to verify that the target audience is really who you think. So think about the Old Spice example. Do you guys know this brand? I'm sure all of you have heard about it or have used it. I'm curious how their product quality is because I've never used it. But research revealed that women made or influenced the buying decision more than the male users of the product. So it could be girlfriends or their longtime partners or their wives who decide what product males should use. It's really funny, isn't it? So it's good to target those female audience as well, even though Old Spice itself is targeting male, right? The Man Your Man Could Smell Like campaign is one of the funniest campaign I've seen. Have you guys watched it too? I think it was one of the Super Bowl ad. So with this campaign, it captured 76% of all online conversations about male body wash brands, with more than half of that coming from women. So their research is proved by the social media listening data, and that is why we need to be able to do the social media listening, because with this result and with this data, we will know that our true targeted audience is actually female, not the male, right? Variables and basis of segmentation. So these are the things you need to think of when you do the situational analysis. First of all, geographic, based on the region, climate, population, density, growth rate. If you're in, you're in the state of Rhode Island, which is pretty small, if you're targeting demographic just in Newport or just in Providence, those market will be completely different, right? Think about demographic, age, gender, ethnicity, education, occupation, income, and family. This all depends on how much money they can spend or how much are they willing to spend, how much proportion of their income. Psychographic, bases such as values, attitudes, and lifestyle. Do they have positive attitude for this specific product, this specific service, right? Behavioral, variables such as usage rate, price sensitivity, brand loyalty, benefits can be all studied. So let's talk about your geographic, your demographic, your psychographic, and behavioral segmentation for your IG brands. I would love to know. So moving on to SWOT analysis, it's very similar to situation analysis, but we have more, it's more systematic in this way. So internal factors and external factors are both existing in SWOT analysis. So under the internal factor, you can think of the strength and weakness of yourself, and for the external factor, you can think of the opportunities and threats that's coming from outside. So within and outside will be the key difference. And SMART objective, whether performing a situation analysis on a brand, product, service, individual, for-profit or non-profit, goals should always be expressed in SMART guidelines. And they are the abbreviation from specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So when the goal is specific, when your objective is specific, if the objective is to increase sales, express this in terms of the exact percentage or dollar increase. So I would like to see 5% of increase in our purchase intention among our target audience. Measurable, a specific audience is useless unless it can be measured, right? So do you want 300 people to follow your account? 400? Achievable, a sales increase of 400% is exciting, but is it feasible, right? That's why I always ask you to think of the possible goal for your final project as well. Relevant, objectives must match a specific organization's mission, goals, and current situation. So like we saw the example of Barbie campaign, it has to match with your mission statement as well. Timely, because you're setting business objectives for a social media plan, set a deadline. Also, make your language more timely and not out of this trend, right? This terminologies that I see on social media keeps changing so much. So when you set the objectives for social media strategies under the SMART objectives, don't make the mistake of focusing on smaller social media activities like likes or comments, right? So you have to think about in a bigger umbrella. So bad example would be within 6 months, open an Instagram account and post a minimum of 5 times a week. What do you want to achieve with posting 5 times a week? So what kind of engagement do you want? What's your terminal goal with this, right? A good business objective following SMART guidelines could be, for instance, increase sales by 20% to 16 to 24 years old within 12 months. It's very specific and measurable, right? So why do you guys think the second objective better than the first one? I want you to guys think about it. And also, we just mentioned the social media audit can be helpful when we do the situation analysis as well. So this is how you do it. There is social media monitoring, listening, and audit. Social media monitoring is to identify and respond to brand mentions in social media to improve customer engagement. So what kind of mentions are there going on? So listening is a similar thing. You are collecting data from brand social mentions and broader relevant conversations to improve strategy. So we just learned how to listen to your competitor brand on social media, right? Social media audit is a systematic examination of social media data. So gather information with W categories. 5 W's would be who, where, what, when, why of a news story. So who, company, consumers, competitors, who is now talking about us? Where, what kind of social media channel is it? What kind of environment is it? What type of content? So is it a photo? Is it just a simple mention on Twitter? What kind of sentiment are they feeling? Positive, negative, or neutral? When did this happen? So frequency of activity, number of posts, comments, views, shares. Why would be the purpose of this post? So do you want to increase the awareness, promotion, complaint, praising us? Let's think about 5 W's from your social listening data as well. I can't wait to see them all. So theoretically speaking, I want to talk about the market segmentation theory. Market segmentation, we can learn from its title, its name, right? So it is segmenting the existing market. So we are grouping the potential customers into sets that are very similar in response to elements of marketing mix. So we are gathering freshmen, sophomore, junior, senior, and graduate students. We can all target them differently in terms of their needs and wants on campus life. Market segmentation is a valuable strategic tool to help organizations focus on marketing activities on target segments so it can make us more effective and systematic. So common sense market segmentation will be when managers use a single segmentation criterion such as age to split consumers into homogeneous groups. So if we are targeting women who are older than 50, then that's a single common sense market segmentation, right? Data-driven market segmentation is managers analyze more complex sets of variables, so it will be what we will do because we are gathering data on Sprout and we listen to our social media data first before we segment our market. So for our next Sprout session, we are going to learn publishing. Oh, not on this Wednesday, but in your next video. So I'm going to look into everyone's social listening profiles too. After your social listening report submissions. After watching publishing video, so it'll be Sprout session 3. You are posting 3 to 5 posts every week and engage with your classmates' posts. I hope at this point all of you will be happy to post on your page and don't feel really confused. But next week when we meet on Zoom one-on-one, I will be able to explain in more detail. So I can't wait to see you all. Bye, I'll see you in the next lecture video.